Hello, hello. Let's take the microphone a bit closer. There we go. Who do we have in the chat? We have Liam Wakefield saying hello. Bowie says hello. Liam says Bowie, hello. And we have Jens saying hi all. Hi y'all. Is saying and hello saying Liam. Hey. Okay. How are we doing today? I hope you are doing absolutely fantastic, obviously. And oops, I need to fix my beanie. Okay. So I hope you are doing absolutely fabulous. Uh, so BNS. Oh, beanie. I need to fix my beanie. Fix it. Yes. It's BNS. Bull and shit. Mwahaha. Okay. For the alcohol today, I have mostly I'll be doing water from a Moomin cup. Wonderful. And for the alcohol today, I have the same Wolfburn whiskey that I've had. It's a single malt Scotch from Wolfburn Distillery, Thurso, Caithness, Scotland. That's what it sounds like when I open it. Okay, someone left. I wonder. I wonder where is Peter? I do not see Peter in the chat. Maybe the Tonga volcano exploded so hard it broke Peter's fragile internet connection. Liam says, just finished reading the instructions for setting the time on my new microwave as the old one died earlier today. Oh, the high life, yes. Also, Liam says, I like that whiskey bottle cork sound, yes. And for those who buy bottles with the screw cork are heretics, unless it's something absolutely fabulously good. This is almost out, but we need to go to get some more whiskey at some point. But that is another time. Okay. Without further ado, we have Stefan, my lovely co-host, and of course Bertil. Yes, Bertil, always so cute and cuddly. I have, of course, with me here. Hey Google, hello.
Hey Heidi, how are you?
Doing well, thank you. I am live streaming. Could you say, hey Google, say something nice to Liam?
Can you try saying that again? I don't understand.
Never mind. Hey Google, may the force be with you.
I sense a great power within you. The power to keep asking awesome questions.
Wonderful. Okay, so the topic for today, what is LGBT culture? That is a complex question, which I may or may not do into two or more parts, because this question in particular is so broad. Let's take that up. There, okay, it's like, yeah, because the culture is not just what you would. Liam says Google doesn't understand Liam. Yes, he doesn't understand you. Hey Google, say something nice to my friend. No. Yes, it's not the LGBT plus culture is not just um, what you see as one might imagine, just the good old gay bars and the pride events. It's not just that. It's um, gay culture used to mean be synonymous with LGBT culture in as a whole, but which it is not. But it's typically, more specifically, it refers to homosexual culture or gay men, the culture of gay men. It covers the culture of a variety of different uh, elements of culture, it, separated by set you know separated by varieties in by geography, by by sexual identity or gender identity. Uh, but oftentimes it includes the social movements of these demographics. They intersex, transgender, lesbian, gay, bi, and so forth. Uh, and the figures, identities that are being um, presented by the queer community in within the Western culture, as well as the the culture in the Far East, say the Thai Kathoy or Kathoy, uh, Fafakina in Polynesia. Um, we got Hijra in India, etc., etc. We got Two Spirits. We got in other Native Americans, the third gender um, concept of up to five different genders. That culture, including in West, it including drag, both kings and queens, and also the band, not not forgetting the band itself, also the Pride Parade and the rainbow flag. Now, rainbow flag is something that oops, no, 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 no. Rainbow flag is something. It's not something new. Uh, you may remember the original with designed by Gilbert Baker, the original eight stripe um, flag with pink, red, orange, yellow, green, turquoise, indigo, and violet. But and there's the retro 8, the original one. Um, and then there's the version with the hot pink, the one in the top, removed, and then there's the six color standard version. The canon, the six color canon flag, since which has been in use since more widely in recent years. The one from 1979 with six colors, with the royal blue replaced both turquoise and indigo. However, this 1978 um, flag did not, or was not the first flag. Um, for example, in the 18th century, during the American Revolutionary War, a writer, Thomas Paine, had proposed to use a rainbow flag to be used as a maritime flag to signify a neutral ships in time of war. There's been a 10 band rainbow, 10 and 12 band rainbow flags, and the rainbow flag goes back to at least the time of the Protestant Reformation in the early 1500s, in 1520s, and so in by reformer Thomas Münzner, who connected the socially revolutionary claims with the preaching of his gospel, in particular Genesis 11, Genesis 9:11 through 17, Peter 14:8, and 1 Peter 1:25, and is in paintings and art portrayed with a rainbow flag in his hand. So, and there's a statue of him in in Stolberg, which is a town in Germany, showing him carrying a rainbow flag, and was also shown present in the German Peasants' War. So it's nothing new, and it's been associated with there's been a seven stripe rainbow design used in Peru, Bolivia, and Ecuador, and also sometimes associated with the Inca Empire, dating to 18th century, and so on, and so on. Yeah. So let's get the chat. Okay. Liam says LGBT is for life. It is not just for pride marches. Jens says too true. Acceptance and respect for oneself and others. Bowie says the LGBTQ has been a part of nature since the very beginning of life. Liam says, in response to that, at least since multicellular diploidy. Super Ghost, hey, hello. How are you, my friend? He's saying it's pretty easy not to tell other people how to live their lives. One person's life doesn't outweigh any other based on their gender, orientation, etc. No matter what magical book a magical book says. Yes, precisely. Anyway, but I will do the or the I've been planning on making for very too long, making a video about the history of LGBT, the rainbow flag, starting from very long ago, as long as I can dig. Okay, but the rainbow flag is an essential part of modern LGBTQ plus culture. Also, it includes contemporary artistic LGBT artists and political figures that I've talked about. Um, Sir Ian McKellen, Laverne Cox, Ellen DeGeneres, Chess Bono, Cher, we got Lady Gaga, etc. And what's his name? Elliot Page, of whom actually I've never made a video about Cher. I may or may not. And we oftentimes nowadays take also the into account the historical figures that have been identified um, in modern terms to be queer LGBT, but it's been still because the work has been addressing same-sex attraction or gender identity. Um, so in many parts of the world, there are in Western countries, including but not limited to, also from the southern hemisphere, we have um, Australia and New Zealand. Many cities have so big the LGBT, the queer community has concentrated into certain areas, also known as gay villages or gay neighborhoods like Stonewall. There are what could be in general, to be generalized into by letters, the culture divided into to gay men's culture, lesbians, trans, and youth. And there are pride culture as well. But I may or may not do it. I'm I've probably talked about the past of the pride movement, but I will insert bits here and there on my videos. Um, gay culture was often homosexuality in general was heavily stigmatized up until, well, it's still heavily stigmatized in many places, but in the Western world, in in the up until the late 20th century. So, and the word gay hasn't been always around to mean a homosexual. Now, if you'd excuse me. Okay, because the English word gay used to mean, happy and cheerful, which is still the stereotype of a gay guy. So the gay, what the gay men's culture had, as well as of course women, lesbian women, was on the high culture, where it was often safer to be out. Opera, ballet, couture, fine cuisine, and musical theater, and the golden age of Hollywood, interior design, etc., etc. Um, and then the relationships in gay culture, we tend to think of them as fucking everything that moves, but that's not that's not how it is. Never. Hypersexualization of gay men is horrible. It's but the tendency, at least in studies made in the U.S., that has given indication that most gay men are in are in or aim for a monogamous relationship with another man, and of course, most notably, perhaps the the most well-known openly gay fashion designer is Giorgio Armani, and of course we got Patrick Church, Gianni Versace, Michael Kors, and among other things, or people like Kenneth Nicholson. And then there's of course the lesbian culture, if you can say that. Uh, Supergirl says bonjour and guten tag one and all. That would be nice. Probably referring to the video about Cher, uh, Jazz Bono's mother. Also, Cher is also an pro LGBT advocate. We got Ghost saying, "What is everyone's thoughts on LGBT culture in modern media, i.e., TV shows, games, movies, etc., etc." I will return to that question. I will return to that question later in this stream, and I might as well just, if you'd excuse me. I think I'll make a quick. Uh, Booby has a message. Okay, says, did you know that homosexuality was also a pirate's favorite thing of all men? Pirate ships were all gay. Even the infamous Blackbeard was gay. I did not know that, but hey, if you have um, a boat full of horny men, what would you expect from a boat full of horny men, and or boat full of horny women? And there was a NASA space program where they were sending, I think, 5 or 6 women, only women. Why, you may ask? To prevent the crew from having sex. Did they not think that women can have sex? You know, girl on girl action. Okay, okay, okay. There's a poll should be up now. There should be a poll up now. Ah, there. Okay, and then let's put that. Okay, now the lesbian stuff. Famous cultural figures from the lesbian scene, if you will, are, for example, Ellen DeGeneres, Portia de Rossi, uh, now also known as Portia Lee James DeGeneres, born Amanda Lee Rogers, an Australian American businesswoman, uh, etc., etc. Actress, former model and actress, and also the spouse of Ellen DeGeneres and Melissa Etheridge, Katie Lang, also known as Catherine Dawn Lang, are to mention a few. Then we have Dykes on Bikes. Dykes on Bikes. We have it's an international um, organization bi- of um, of lesbians who ride motorbikes, and there were some pre Stonewall as well as for gay activism. There were some pre Stonewall organizations like Daughters of Bilitis, founded in San Francisco in 1955. Public demonstrations, media, public newsletters, etc., etc. Their lesbian subculture has also been entwined with modern or the development of modern feminism. I might as well just end the. Okay, let's go. End poll. Okay, the very first the next one, uh, the very the results are 75% for rainbow flag and share for 25%. Okay, that is it then. The I won't promise it's the very next show that I'm gonna do, but it will be not in not so distant future. And what do we have? Uh, Liam says to Ghost representation does not seem to be as bad as 30 years ago, but much of the time it seems to be either played for laugh or overuse of pathos. Super Ghost says, speaking about pirates, the pirate with biggest fleet was a female Genki. Her fleet dwarfed most of Western pirate fleets combined. Okay, and yeah, says the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. Yes. Okay. Yes. So lesbians have had more sociological impact. Then there's of course the what's called lesbian separatism, which theorizes that feminist opposition to patriarchy can be achieved through women's separation from men. Uh, and this uh, basically just makes makes it makes it a lesbian subculture, really, if you really like that, think it that way. Okay. And then there's bisexual culture, sub scene. I'm not much familiar with this, but there are plenty of books. Um, for example, something called Getting By: Voices of Bisexuals Around the World, edited by Robin Ox, and by any other name, bisexual people speak out, edited by Lani Ka'ahumanu and Lorraine Hutchins. By Notes for Bisexual Revolution by Sherry Eisner. And there's British science fiction TV series Torchwood, and so on. The bi flag, which has sort of reddish pink and then the overlapping with blue, was designed in 1998 by Michael Page. Okay, do you have any questions at this point? By the way, a big, huge thank you to my patron, Flems, who has not made their way here, but thank you, Flems, for your great continuing support. I do highly appreciate it. If you'd excuse me. Okay, then we get to trans subculture, transgender subculture. Um, it's not easy to define the what it is, because often often what the Western culture would typically um, assign as um, there's some overlapping with third gender, gay, and non-binary people in what is, for example, Hijra, Gathoi, etc. overlap each other, and the gay, sex, lesbian spectrum. For example, in Gathoi, Fafafine, the First Na- and what the First Nations in the US have, in modern day US and Canada have, the many cultures, people who are attracted to the same sex, which modern cultures would then, the Western culture would identify as gay, lesbian, bisexual, are classed in third gender with those people who in the West would identify as transgender. So it's not easy making, drawing the lines. It's like drawing line in the water, really. And there are differentiating groups between transgender and transsexual, because transsexual is outdated as considered by most, at least, and including myself. But sex, biological sex, and gender, always drawing the where to draw the line. But um, trans groups include, for example, transgender and transsexual people who want the sex reassignment surgery, uh, male heterosexual only cross-dressers, and trans men's groups. So it's quite and all these cultures in all groups of people form also drag queen, king, etc. I know a trans woman who is a drag queen. She started as a drag queen before she transitioned, and she still keeps doing that. Um, yeah, and there are different events culturally for trans, and for example, one important, besides there's the trans visibility march, there's trans march, etc. etc. Transvisibility Transvisibility Month. I think there is, and there is the Transgender Day of Remembrance, or TDOR, held every year on November 20th, which I've had now twice on my channel, the TDOR event, which was started in honor of Rita Hester, who was murdered as a result of an anti-transgender hate crime on November 28th, 1998. This event is an integral part of the transgender subculture. Um, it honors it raises awareness for about hate crimes towards the transgender diverse communities, uh, memorial, memorializing those who have been victims of hate crimes and prejudice, and honoring the dead and their relatives. Those two shows that I've had have been probably the hardest on my channel in this uh, year and 4 months. Those have been the toughest. The first year, there were 330 names. The second time, 375. So 370 something, 76, 75, 76, something like that. It's always tough. Um, two 2 years ago, we had the first known transphobic murder here in Finland. A 20, I think she was 25 or 20, 25 or 26 year old. 26-year-old, I think she was. A trans woman sex worker died, stabbed by her partner. Uh, as I understand it, it was her partner. She was a sex worker, and she was it was in the news, or in the newspapers. The the police department PS the public announcements was there was a scuffle between two men, and be, because this poor woman was still legally male, she hadn't had the possibility to get her legal sex, the gender marker fixed, and they refused to to change their policy or put out any apology. They refused. The police department refused to apologize. The Minister of Interior refused to apologize. They wouldn't own up to their mistake because the police are sure it could be they were just simply transphobic. And of course, the youth pride, which is the extension of the LGBTQ plus culture, the gay pride, and the social movements. Um, yeah. Okay. Do you have any questions, commentary at this point in time? Try. Okay. Okay. I think this is. Okay. What do we have here? Bowie says the best part of being a Zelda fan is liking the Gorons, which are gay and able to reproduce without females. Ah. Uh, Liam says our drummer's father said he wasn't too surprised when she came out as bi, as she has always been a greedy child. Right. Ghost saying I could be wrong, but every LGBT story arc I've come across in TV shows, etc., never ends with and they lived happily ever after. Hmm. Could possibly true. Yeah, yeah. Bowie replying, that is sadly true in most shows. Liam goes on to say, we're definitely varied a lot, and not the too deep picture from mainstream productions. And yes, that was some despicable reporting. Squirk is the next comment, probably me from opening the bottle. Uh, Ghost replying to Bowie, the only possible storyline that I can think of, um, LGBT having a happy ending is the current one in Doctor Who, but it's still not finished. So who knows? Who knows? I never actually watched uh, Doctor Who. I must. Oops, it's out. I would should perhaps offer my partner some. Be right back. Oi, oi, oi. Uh, Supergirl saying, you ain't a nerd if you haven't watched Doctor Who. LOL. Leon says, an empty whiskey bottle is a sad whiskey bottle. Yes. I'm a staunch Bakerite. Hmm. What is a Bakerite? I could Google it, but hey Google, what is a Bakerite?
According to Wikipedia, bakerite is the common name given to hydrated calcium borosilicate hydroxide, a borosilicate mineral that occurs in volcanic rocks in the Baker, California area.
There we have it. Hey Google, may the force be with you.
I feel more like a droid than a Jedi.
DM says Tom Baker. Tom Baker was the fourth Doctor. Ah. Hey Google, who is Doctor Who?
Here is some information about Doctor Who. The Doctor arrives in New York to take down a masked superhero with the help of Nardole.
Hey Google, thank you very much.
I'm honored to serve.
Exactly. Liam is a bunch of volcanic rocks, each to their own. LOL says Ghost. Hmm. Anyway, do we have any more questions, commentary about this subject at hand today? Liam says happy rocks. Yes, happy whiskey on the rocks. Happy whiskey, happy whiskey boy on the rocks. Yeah. Do we have anything? Do we have anything interesting going on in anything on Discord? Do anything worth mentioning? Okay. Okay. So. Okay. So if you have nothing else to comment, no questions on the subject today, I will uh, be going for today. I might as well do a part two on this. I'm not sure yet. I think I'd love to extend on certain things that I talked about today, mm, but that would that will have to be for another time, another day and time. I've been here for it's been going. This stream has been going on for 50 minutes, 50 minutes and change. Liam asks, so LGBT culture isn't one thing and rather diverse then. It's an LGBT culture is sort of an in my opinion it's an umbrella term, um, because there's no unified thing in my opinion. Um, the thing here we must remember is that the variety of what goes on under the acronym LGBTQ plus is so huge. Uh, it's a spectrum. I would like to think it as a spectrum like the Kinsey scale, or it's yeah, it's the LGBTQ plus culture is an umbrella under which there's a huge amount of different subcultures. Uh, Supergirl asking, just curious, but should LGBT be villains as well as heroes in movies, or would they be villainizing that, or would that be villainizing them if they are, or excluding them if they aren't? They could be villains. I mean, queer people, queer characters can be anything that the cis straight characters could be. In my opinion, they could be villains. They could be heroes. Something in the gray area. They could be the groupies of or the hangarounds of the heroes or the villains. Just like the cis straight characters. Bowie says being LGBTQ is so important to nature. Earth, to nature, Earth gets pissed if any member of the LGBTQ is hurt or killed. Precisely. Supergirl says, I wholeheartedly agree, as long as it's well written. Yes. And before now, I think it's time to go for today. Before we go any further, big thank you and shout out to my patron Flems. Your support is very, very important to me. Please go check out my Patreon, patreon.com/Heidi's Corner. It's all there. There's a special offer until the 23rd of January. Go check it out. There are email links. Email me. There's PayPal for one-time donation. There's Discord links, etc., etc. My playlist links. All is in there in the description. Throw a like if you haven't already. Subscribe and share this video. Share. Okay, that's spooky. Wow, that is spooky as fuck. Okay. Wonder if we're alone. Am I alone with you? No, I'm never alone with you. Okay. All links are down. There are playlists. Thumbs up, subscribe, group the notification bell, share this video, and say bye to Stefan and Bertil, who are here with me. And I will see you on Friday for another video, for another installment of oh, come on. Not Jesus people. Not when I'm. Oh, come on. No, not Jesus people. I don't want Jesus people on my. I don't want Jesus people on my chat. Not today. Just. I don't want Jesus people. Hunt user. Okay. Okay. All saying that the time is. Come on. So, by the way, the computer went all spooky. That is, by the way, that is super creepy. First, the computer behind me went caboodle. First, that computer went poof, and then some Jesus dude came in. Oh my god, this is creepy. Okay, before I. Yeah. Okay. Okay. What's the fun about this spooky PC? Ownership allowed. Oh no, is right. Okay. Until I will see you on Friday, 9 p.m. UK, or for another installment of Random Friday. I'll see you then.